About Beaufort County, just know it's like, it's a close community, and they're not gonna treat you bad. They're gonna look out for you.
Here, let's see, if you live in a neighborhood, everyone knows you. Even if you're new, they'll come by, say hey.
It's small, so it's kind of like everybody's family in a weird way, but it does have a homey feeling. Even when something bad happens, you can really feel the community come together.
To be honest with you, I think we have opportunities here because of the people that are here, really. I think we have people who are constantly coming up with innovative ideas of how do we connect back to our community here, how do we do for Beaufort County. I think it's a small county, so I think in some of your larger counties you've got folks that they're trying things, but it kind of disappears below the surface, doesn't always get the support. Not because it's not there, but just in Beaufort County, you've got folks that are saying, hey, I like that idea, let's run with it, I'd like to do this. So I think the community is a big drive behind it.
We're working with more individuals right now in this community than we've ever worked with before because we want to and because we have to. And if we didn't do that, we would be so limited in terms of our scope and our ability that we just would not be able to do the things that we're able to accomplish right now. You also have to leverage resources. And for us, what we've learned from that is leveraging resources for us has meant looking beyond what Beaufort County schools can do and what resources do we have in our community.
Our parents are sending their kids to the school that they think is best for their kids. But the parents and the community support their school by sending in that extra bag lunch or showing up at the ball game or just trusting the teachers.
You know, I don't think that we're a model for anybody. I think we're an example that systems can follow. I mean, we're a poor rural school system in northeastern North Carolina. There are lots of other school districts that are very similar to us in terms of what they can or can't do. My concern has always been, are we providing equal opportunities for all of our students? And that is, regardless of where the child is at in school, do they have the opportunity to have access to the digital tools, to the digital resources, and to learn the types of things and to learn the way that other students are able to learn, not only in other schools in our county, but across the state. It's not just about the device, it's about changing lives, and I think we do it in different ways depending on how we implement it at our different schools. So it's not a one-to-one initiative. It's not just a 3D printer and a design lab. It's not teaching coding classes. It's all of that together.
I just want everyone to be successful and to feel successful because some kids literally don't go home and have their hands on technology.
I have tried to pull parents in when I can. They've come to do Hour of Code with us in the classroom, so they've gotten a feel for what that means. I have in the past hosted a series of spring STEM nights just for my students, so they come with their parents and then they complete challenge activities with them. And I've helped organize the Duke Energy Science Night here at school, so I think those are all important aspects or important opportunities to pull parents in, but I think that education needs to be continued.
To teach those kids to think and design and not be told what to do is a big step towards the constructive thinking and reflective model that we're looking at.
So this has been something I was sort of thrust into about 3 years ago, and I have had to learn right along with the students, because that first semester I didn't have a clue what was going on, and every day it was a struggle to, as I put it, stay ahead of the kids. But I found out I don't have to stay ahead of them. So I let those kids pull me along sometimes.
The students have to work a little more independently. I'm considered the lead learner because I'm not a computer science. I don't have any computer science background. I don't have any coding background. So we're all learning together and figuring things out. So it's a different way of thinking for them. Lead learner just says that I don't have all the answers, but I can help them look for questions and I can help them find answers, and it's really about trying to encourage them to stick with it and try to find it, or to collaborate. And what we found is we're really good at collaborating once we get permission to do so.
A leader models the correct way to do things, and when they model that way to do things and they show that they are willing to take those risks themselves, they're willing to step out there on that limb, then that just amplifies going to be like them.
You just have to be willing to learn. You have to have an open mind. You can't be rigid in what you do with the idea that that's the only way to get it done, or that you've reached the pinnacle of where you're going to be and you can never be better. I really think it is a mindset and the willingness to try things. I think you have to have a commitment to what you're doing and see it through. Again, understanding that it's not going to always work the initial implementation, and you have to be willing to give it time, you have to be willing to fail at it, and you have to be willing to tweak it as you go along, but know who you are.
We're not just teaching our curriculum, but we're hoping to set the students up for success in life, because that's what we want.